Hey guys, it's Lewis here. Welcome to a new video. And we're talking about Nolan Siegel today. I think Siegel's IndyCar career can be summed up in thanks to Kenseth fan 1720 for that. Siegel's in his second full-time season in IndyCar, and he's got 3 top 10s to his name in 31 starts. Bear in mind, 29 of these starts have been in McLaren machinery, which is definitely the top half of the field and around best of the rest. Now, last season, Siegel had a 22 place points finish. As with Tony Kanaan saying he needs a top 10 finish to keep his seat, the pressure is most definitely on. Now, Nolan Siegel isn't a bad driver by any means. Third at this year's 24 Hours of Daytona LMP2 class. Second in the LMP3 class in the 2023 Rolex 24. A 6 Hours at the Glen and a Petit Le Mans LMP2 class win that same year, with an Asian Le Mans Series win and the crowning achievement of his career thus far, winning the 2024 24 Hours of Le Mans in the LMP2 class at just 19. Which has been his only attempt at the race thus far. Not to mention, his only full-time Indy next season campaign ended in a third-place championship finish. He scored multiple wins, and he was up against drivers like Christian Rasmussen, who won the title that year, Hunter McElroy, which finished second, Louis Foster, and Jacob Abel. So, how did he start this season? A 22nd place qualifying effort, of course. At least he was ahead of Newgarden, I guess. While Joseph would have an amazing drive to 7th place, Nolan Siegel finished 20th. Effectively, the last running car, Stingray Rob, had to deal with damage and penalties. He was many laps down. However, Siegel recovered on qualifying during IndyCar's return to Phoenix, qualifying 9th, which was just 2 spots behind Pato O'Ward, who was the front-running McLaren car this race. Surely he'd have a great finish, right? Well, if another 20th place finish 3 laps down constitutes as a great finish, then yes, he did. Well, Siegel's in luck. Something better than IndyCar returning to a track they haven't raced that in nearly a decade is IndyCar returning to a track they haven't raced that at all. A new track would be a great place to earn some much-needed points. Someone didn't tell Nolan, though, and he qualified 22nd. Although Lundgaard didn't make it out of round 1 either, and it was only a 10th and a half quicker than him, so fine. McLaughlin started from the rear, so I guess he technically outqualified a Penske again. The race wasn't chaotic until the end of the race, featuring no cautions until, the end of the race. Well, Siegel got caught up in one of those cautions, which wasn't his fault. But what was his fault is running outside the top 20 at the end of the race. Oh, and McLaughlin recovered to 11th place, and both Aero McLarens finished in the top 10. Siegel sits 24th in the championship standings, in front of only Mick Schumacher, in his debut IndyCar season, by 1 point. Meanwhile, Pato is one of 2 drivers to score the top 5 finish in all races thus far, and who is looking to fight for the championship once again. And Lundgaard is only 13 points off Pato in 7th place, looking for an improvement on the 5th place he achieved last season in the championship. I think we can all agree Siegel has a lot of work to do this season. Hey guys, that's the end of the video here. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. If you didn't like button, hit the dislike button. Tell me why in the comment section below. I'll see you guys later. Peace.